that Cassandra is one of most popular databases to work with big data environments? Probably you already know. However, the installation process of this technology was typically a little bit complicated to set up the server, to set up the clients, and to make both communicate each other. But for this purpose, we have a solution using Docker. Using Docker is quite simple to set up your Cassandra server, your Cassandra client, and make both communicate each other. So in this video, I'm going to show to you how to perform this process with just a simple lines of code using Docker. Let's start. Here I have prepared a list of all instructions you have to execute. Okay, so I'm going to execute all of them and explain to you the meaning of each one and the importance of them in the process. The first thing we have to do is to create the network. The creation of the network is important because it should do the server communicated with the client within the same network. So the networks from Docker, you can list them, type here Docker network and then ls. Then it's going to list the existing network. So we have just 4 networks here. In my case, my computer, probably you have your own networks. And now if you execute this instruction here, you are going to create this new network especially for the Cassandra environment we are going to create. So the output of this step is you're going to execute this Cassandra network ls, and then you are going to see that you have one additional network here. Okay, now let's go to next step. The second step for this process is to create the container to instantiate the Cassandra server. It means we are going to create then a new container based in the Cassandra image, taking the last version available because we're not specifying the version, then it's taking the latest one. We are going to run that detached. It means as a service, so it's not going to run in front end but in background, waiting for connections. It's going to run using the network we have just created, Cassandra network, and the name of this Docker is going to be Cassandra server. So we just have to copy this line of code here and paste that. It takes sometimes a while to be completed, but it was relatively fast here. The output from this process is you're going to type here Docker container ps or ls, and then you are going to see here you have a new container using the Cassandra image, named Cassandra server or the name you want to. Okay, it was just started. Right, so now let's go to the last step. Now our goal is just to finish the process creating the client. For the client, we are going to run this line of code here, that we are also going to create a container based in the Cassandra image, but we are going to run that in an iterative mode. It means it's going to be opened in the console, in the prompt, then we can run comments over that. Okay, it's going to run the same network as the server because it's going to be the client side, so they have to communicate each other. Then we are going to execute the cqlsh, that is the Cassandra client tool that is allow us to run SQL or Cassandra SQL commands over the Cassandra server. And here we have to form the IP of the server or the name of the container that contains the server and is able to listen to our instructions. So basically you have to copy this instruction here and run that in your console. Now it's going to instantiate the server, the client, and as you can see here, we have the client installed and it's already running. And now we can just test that. Here, any kind of instruction in CQL syntax you can use. So here I have just prepared a very simple one that show the version of your Cassandra server with show version. So you have just copy and paste that here, and here you can see you are running your Cassandra client commands over in your Cassandra server, and from here you can do a lot of stuff with this very simple setup. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.